I'm just gonna end the current crime spree so I can start one from scratch. Okay, so here we go. So disclaimer again, this is a test build I'm playing in right now. A lot of the errors you see right now, for example the strings errors that you can see here, will not be present tomorrow. Will be patched way before that they even go live. So the first thing to say is that we took out the health and damage modifier increase out of the selection, and we basically enforce one every 50 level. So basically what that means is that on the choice of loud, we're talking about loud modifiers here by the way, you do not get to select enemy health and damage increase one. Instead they're spent, they're given to you, enforced every 50 level of the crime tree, which is overall lesser health and damage increase than there used to be for the crime spree. Then the next thing we're gonna look at is that we have added 12 new modifiers to the crime spree, and what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go over there. So for convenience I took a couple of screenshots. So here are the three first one modifiers, so we'll go through them one by one. So the first modifier is Taser will knock out the player 50% faster, which effectively reduces the time a player has before he goes down when being tased. The second modifier will spawn a heavy SWAT from the ZEAL teams that is using a sniper rifle. So the thing to mention here is because they're using a sniper rifle, they will, as the sniper rifle do, be able to pierce through your armor gate during the direct health damage. Of course the spawn is fairly rare, though you will frequently see one or two around. And the last one out of this three is, we call it internally face rage, but it's basically when a bulldozer faceplate is destroyed, the bulldozer will basically double the damage it deals. So now you want to make sure you actually kill that bulldozer once you have destroyed this faceplate. A thing worth mentioning is that the heavy SWAT snipers will not be as damaging as the actual snipers. They still have a potent shot that can be dangerous if not looked at, but they're not as powerful as the snipers that are far away from the player. For question at the end of this segment, since I've gone over all the modifiers, I'll take a couple of questions before we start the playthrough. So now we're gonna look at the next three modifiers here. So the first one is when you kill a cloaker, they now drop a tear gas grenade on the ground that will spawn a 4 meter radius for 10 seconds that deal 30 damage every second to anybody that's set into it. The second modifiers is affecting the medic, so every time the medic will revive another cop, the medic will also increase his damage by 100%, and this is until that unit is killed, so you want to be careful about that now. Then the next modifier is that replace all the shield by Captain Wister's shield unit. So basically all shield units are replaced by the shield that accompanies Winters when he gets into the heist. So I have another batch of 3 that we're gonna go over now. Again, at the end of the list, we'll go and answer a couple of questions about the modifiers. Again, for disclaimers, we're unable to talk about the upcoming project or do any sort of announcement during the stream. A thing worth noting with the new modifier is that they will tend to actually synergize a lot more with each other, meaning if you have the modifiers that when a medic heal, it increases the damage, and you took that one I just mentioned, killing a medic will effectively buff the damage of all enemy in range of the healing, making it quite dangerous. Then the next one is slow-moving minigun-wielding bulldozer will be able to spawn. So that's a variant on the bulldozers that wield the minigun. The difference is that he is slow, a lot slower, and cannot sprint, but he will also use a powerful minigun. While the minigun won't be effective at killing you from a range, if you let him get close to you, you'll be shredded by the damage he's able to do. And lastly, we have a medic bulldozer. And yes, the medic bulldozer is a bulldozer that can use the medic ability. So we'll go over the last series of modifiers. And here we have the first one is Police Assault will be 50% longer, but this one has a twist as the player is able to get hostages to reduce that assault length increase, and for every hostages you're able to keep, you get a 4% reduction. So this is basically, yeah, an assault increase unless you're able to keep some civilians on the side. The next one is Cloaker will now cuff the player instead of kicking them after doing a charge. Before people say that being cuffed sounds easier than being kicked, I just want to remind people that you cannot inspire up a player that has been cuffed. And the last one is, for every cop that dies in a medic killing range, if the medic will see his damage increase by 20%. So this is basically all 12 new modifier will have. Another thing worth mentioning is since we added basically a forced increase in health damage every 50 level, we have placed each new loud modifier every 20 level. So now basically all modifiers, the new one including the old one, will spread over 480 crimespree level, if I'm correct, before you run out of unique modifiers. So something I might have forgot to mention is this is we're doing a loud update first. We'll do a stealth update at a later date. So I'm gonna see if I was joined by the QAs.
Well, there's no QAs in the room yet.
Oh, hey Tobias. So
hello.
This is Tobias.
Hello everyone.
And now I'll get while the QA join us, so we can do a couple of heists. I will take questions if you guys have questions regarding the changes I just presented so far.
Alright, so the first question was from I Am Not a Drunk version 2. Not to confuse with the first version of I Am Not a Drunk, that's a different person. Does the tear gas deal damage? Can you please explain that?
So yes, the tear gas is very similar to the one you actually already see on levels like Big Bang. It's a yellow gas that if you stand in it, you take damage every second. So yes, you do take damage when standing in the tear gas.
I want to take a quick question that before it disappears here. It's B34TZ Live. Will this stream be playing with the community style or only with Overkill crew involved? This is Jules going to be joined with our QA team, or a few our QA team, and play just the four of them, not the community yet.
Oh, I have realized I forgot to mention another change to you guys, so I'm going to show it quickly now. If you look at the list of heists I have right now, we have reorganized how heists are reported in the crime spree to basically increase the randomization and reduce the chances of the same heist appearing. So now the first heist listing, meaning the first box I'm mousing over right now will spawn only stealth heist, and that's where all the stealth heists are. The second box here will spawn short to medium duration heist, and the last boss here will spawn long to medium duration heist. So basically the mask we were using to guarantee a stealth heist in each of the category was making it so they were more likely to spawn, making heists like Big Bank appear a lot more often than they should. And with this update currently there should be a more fair repetition of the different heists that we have present on the crimespree. The first World Bank heist was also added to the listing, as well as we remove Big All Day One, as it was too much as an exploit in the system.
Okay, I have a few more questions since I got a bit of a backlog here. First up, Crazy King 508 asked if this is where all developer streams are, and yes, this is our Twitch account. All our streams will be on this account. Next up was Most Wanted Boy. Alright, this is about the Winter Shield modifier. He's asking if the units will have the same health as a Winter Shield, or if they will use the health of a normal shield.
They will use the health of a Winter Shield, so it's a substantial increase on how strong the shield is.
As well as using the actual Winter Shield.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they're basically the same minion as you fight when they win Winters.
Hexicube and just after him, the Monk, asked the same question. Can a Bulldozer be both Medic and Minigun?
No, so the Medic Bulldozer is his own Bulldozer, and he will be using an SMG as a weapon. So he does less damage than a Bulldozer, even though, of course, he compensates with the ability to be able to help other people. And I would not leave him be alone and kill people around him for too long because of the other modifier too.
And I did grab a question here. Unfortunately, I missed the name of the person asking it. Can the Medic Bulldozer or Medidozer self-heal?
So no, the Medic Bulldozer follow all the medic rules and he cannot heal himself. He can, however, be healed, of course, by other medics in case they're here.
And that actually answered Evo for Fun's question. Can medic modifiers apply to the Medidozer?
Yes, so a medic bulldozer is a medic and a bulldozer, and it will be affected by both modifiers that affect the medic and the bulldozer.
Important to note there that the minigun bulldozer is a modifier that replaces the bulldozer with the minigun dozer. It doesn't give bulldozer a minigun. That's why you won't see a medic with a minigun. Hexicube asks, are modifiers still sticky in that they stay as a choice until you pick it?
Yes, they will stay as a choice until you pick it. Though again, there's no more health and damage increase modifier on that one.
Just to clarify, just because I saw it in the chat here, PD2EEE asks, clarifies that Jules is French and Tobias is Swedish, I believe, or German. I am Swedish.
Or German? I think he's confusing you with Simon now.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any other question you've seen?
Crazy King 508 asks if there's a chance of a minigun bulldozer being outside of crimespree.
So no, currently they only exist in the crimespree.
I like how you phrase that.
Yeah, leaving it open to possibilities.
In case we get really pissed at the community, we just replace everything with bulldozers.
Oh yeah, we're like, there's no more special, it's only minigun bulldozer, and there's no more normal, it's only medic bulldozers. Oh, we need to update the mutators now that I think about it. People would probably like to do a medic bulldozer only instead of medic and bulldozer.